Craftsman Days are here at Lowe's with big savings on the tools you need. Right now, get a free select tool when you buy the Craftsman V20 2-pack battery kit. Whether it's the backyard, the bathroom, or beyond, Craftsman has the tools to help you power through and get the project done right. Because DIYing is unpredictable, but your tools shouldn't be. Shop Craftsman at Lowe's today. Valid through 6/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of True Crime Time for Monday, May the 26th, 2025, and I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
And happy Memorial Day.
Yes,
right?
Happy Memorial Day.
What a great holiday to pay tribute and honor to all those who died for us. It's not Veterans Day. I'm a veteran, but, Memorial Day is for the ones who paid the ultimate sacrifice so we could have the freedom to sit here and podcast.
That's true.
And everything else that we do.
Everything. I know. I don't think people get the severity of that.
Right. I mean, we not had soldiers, let's say World War II.
Right.
We'd be speaking German or Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
And and then just all the wars, all the battles, even the soldiers who lost their lives just doing their regular duty if it wasn't wartime.
Right.
That was so we pay tribute and honor to them. There's no greater sacrifice than dying for your country. And so y'all remember that when you're at the beach and barbecuing and traveling this weekend, doing whatever it is that you're doing, remember that today is because of all the ones who gave their lives for this country in service of this country.
Yes.
So big shout outs. With that, how are you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for asking. With that, Memorial Day, last couple of years, I always give statistics on the crime and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the last couple of times we were in Chicago, it was right around this time.
Yeah.
And I think one weekend they had 27 shootings. The last time we were there was in the 30s. And we'll give you the updates on the numbers tomorrow. Well, this week, I'm going to give it a couple of days for it to come in. Last year, it was every major city in the country. And I think last year it was, in Chicago, it was like 49 shot in total. Fuck that. That's a war zone.
I would say so.
And it's the start of summer, starting to get hot or at least warmer in most places. It's definitely hot in South Louisiana. And crime goes up when the heat goes up, and that is a fact. But, shootings and stuff on Memorial Day, I get it. That's just part of life, right? I mean,
it shouldn't be.
People are going to kill each other. And that's just what they do. But let me tell you about a special kind of asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Memorial Day. I'm going to call this the Memorial Day asshole segment.
Okay.
And so in Pennsylvania, let's talk about this. My dad, we just buried him, right? And they came out and gave him the full honor guard. And the soldiers did, and folded his casket and played taps for him. Very, very moving. They did the same thing at your dad's service and pop-up service. And so when you're a veteran, like my father was, not only do you got to buy your regular headstone, but they give you the one that goes at the end. So your rank and your service, whatever goes in the ground. Well, there's a lot of other things that people do for their veterans that, that died, served and died. Not all of them died in battle naturally.
Right.
But in Pennsylvania, in a lot of, you could actually be buried in a military cemetery, right? And they all have the same white stone and all that. And it's just a very special place. And most people don't know that we have so many deceased soldiers that were killed in other countries that are buried in other countries. And we have cemeteries there that are U.S. ground, like in Normandy and different places like that. But in Pennsylvania, the other thing about Memorial Day, I love it when, like at Arlington, they put a flag on every grave and thousands and stuff like that. Well, they do that at most of them at the military cemeteries. But in Pennsylvania, they're getting ready to do what they do on Memorial Day weekend in Lancaster County at the Military Garden of Laurel Hill Cemetery. Well, Memorial Day assholes pretty much ruined it. Guess what they did? They stole over 100 bronze vases from veterans' grave sites. Can you believe it? I mean, I get it. Bronze is worth some money now. All the metals are going up. But we've had cases where people grave digging and stuff like that. But this is just a whole different asshole.
Like the guy that stole the cannon,
Yeah.
Like, that's not defame. I mean, this is disrespect.
This is
I
great.
mean, so is stealing the cannon, but my goodness.
The Columbia police said the theft took place sometime between May 18th and May 23rd at the Military Garden of Laurel Hill Cemetery. You know what? Instead of me telling you about it, why don't I just let me play the actual news clip from it. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah, has been a Lori. Tonight, police are investigating after over 100 bronze vases were stolen from some of these veteran grave sites here. Now, imagine people are already devastated when something is stolen from them. But when you think about it, it's something so personal and especially so close to Memorial Day. Well, that hits close to home.
Just going to be one of the most significant thefts that the cemetery has experienced, so we're taking that very seriously.
Tonight, the search is on for the suspect who robbed deceased veterans and their loved ones of a meaningful memento.
That's just not something that makes sense really to anyone.
After over 100 bronze vases from veterans' graves were stolen in the military garden of the Laurel Hill Cemetery.
Unfortunately, it seems to be more of a common thing than it should be, but especially, Memorial Day weekend and for veterans' graves specifically to be the ones that were desecrated and disrespected. We're taking that extra close to home.
Police say the theft happened between Sunday and today, and although they don't have a suspect, they want the public and anyone who would commit this type of crime to hear this message.
Just stop and take a second, and this is really just about respecting other people. So we all have differences, and sometimes we don't get along, but at the end of the day, a veterans memorial, that shouldn't be something that we ever take lightly.
It's a good message, and police say that if you know someone or have any information that could help with this investigation, to please reach out to the Columbia Borough Police Department or your local law enforcement. Reporting live here in Columbia, Michael Fuller, WGAL News 8.
Special kind of asshole.
Yes.
And I hope they catch them. Y'all go get them, Lancaster, and shame on you fuck sticks. That just pisses me off. I hate a fucking thief.
Well, you always say the streets talk. I don't think that what the woman did, was speaking out to them and trying to appeal to their their feel, whatever, respect. Yeah. But somebody else is going to know.
Well, what's going to happen is, you don't steal bronze. You got to have somewhere to sell it to, and they'll probably, the detectives will be checking the scrap yards. They're probably not that dumb. Maybe they'll take them out of state. I don't know what they're going to do with them. Melt them down, try to get some money for their meth or crack or whatever the fuck the drug of choice is. But It doesn't matter. They're assholes. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
That's true.
I hope y'all enjoying the beach and a hot dog or something like that.
A hot dog?
I like a good hot dog.
I do too, but not a beach dog.
I never had a hot dog on the beach in my life.
Well,
I wasn't talking about that. I was just saying barbecuing and Memorial Day, and that all goes together, and beaches and shit like that. I've never barbecued on the beach. Too much sand.
Oh my God. You just contradict.
You and I are on two-way different wavelengths.
You said, I hope you're enjoying your time at the beach and have a hot dog. So I'm thinking that you're thinking, how are we on two different? I'm literally on your wavelength. You're not speaking what you're thinking.
No, I am. I know exactly what I'm thinking. You're not catching what I'm putting down.
Okay, well,
my brain was beach, barbecues, wherever you're traveling. I hope y'all are enjoying this. It's a very, very special day.
It is a very special day.
What do you have for us?
I have a story out of Sanford, Florida.
All right.
And I hope, because it's summer, maybe I won't be getting any more of these stories for a couple months.
School stories?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had to go to summer school.
Well, there are also year-round schools now. So say that. Well, on December 19th of 2025, a 27-year-old long-term substitute teacher.
Wait for it. It's time for Effed Up Professionals.
So Jeffrey Alexander Jung, who is a 27-year-old long-term substitute, was arrested for battery of a student who's nonverbal.
Oh, these are the worst.
And on the autism spectrum.
Yeah.
It gets worse. So according to the arrest affidavit, the student was lying on a mat when Jung walked into the room and punched the child in the right side and arm.
Fuck you, John.
But he said, before he punched him, he said, "You made Matthew's nose fucking bleed."
Really?
And then started punching him.
Okay.
The little boy who was laying on the floor, who was under supervision of other teachers, the outburst was in reference to a separate incident where another student got a nosebleed, but Jung apparently decided that this child, who couldn't verbally defend himself, was to blame. So he marched across the classroom and launched the attack. But the student was not being disruptive. He was not moving toward anyone. He was just lying on the mat, and Jung struck him not once, but twice. And police later described this as completely unprovoked violence.
Mm-hmm.
So when officers interviewed Jung, he gave a chilling admission. He said he put his hands on the student for no reason, not in self-defense, not in response to aggression, just absolutely no reason.
He's a dick.
So a staff member who witnessed the assault, of course, immediately reported the incident, and then the school resource officer stepped in, and Jung was quickly arrested and charged with battery. But he was released from jail on a $1,000 bond. Does that mean he only had to come up with $100 approximately?
120 probably.
So the child's father told reporters that he intends to press charges on Jung, and he said his son has no way of speaking up for himself, which makes the act even more horrific. And then the school district does what, all do. Make their, yes, blah, blah, this blah. Is not tolerable and all that. But yet it continues. So that's where that is. And that is, disgusting.
That is disgusting. And prayers for the baby. And Mr. Jung, I hope they send you to a very, very special place. Don't get it. And it is what it is. This is the time of the year. The kids are getting out of school, graduations and everything. We're partaking in all that glory. And at least down here, it's hot AF again. And the grasses are growing. Right?
Yes, it is. And the mosquitoes too.
Yeah. I was watering the garden the other night, and that was the first time this year the mosquitoes tore me up. Mm-hmm. And I was doing it right at dark, which is kind of, best time to do it, but it's kind of a mistake. Mosquitoes love to come out right at dark. But, it all goes back to the same concept of cutting your grass. It's this time of year, right? Mm-hmm. Hot sleepers, listen up. This one's for you. You probably know Avocado Green mattresses for their certified organic mattresses, but did you know they also make unbelievably breathable, natural bedding, from soft organic cotton sheets to light as air as silk and lofty down duvets. Their bedding is designed to naturally regulate temperature and to keep you cool and comfy and sleeping soundly all night. Hey, and let's be real. When you're swapping out jeans for shorts and turning up the AC, it's probably time to refresh your bed too, because we sleep better when we sleep cool, and nothing sleeps cooler than natural organic bedding. What I love about Avocado's bedding is how breathable and temperature regulating it is. Whether you're wrapped up in that organic cotton sheet or under their down or silk duvet inserts, you're staying cool, dry, and comfortable all night. No more waking up in a sweat. Plus the feel, the total luxury. These are the kind of sheets you look forward to climbing into. Their cotton is soft from night one and gets even better with every wash. And don't get me started on the down duvet. It's like sleeping under a perfectly cool cloud. And of course, everything is made with sustainability in mind, from GOTS certified organic cotton to responsible down standard certification. So you're not just investing in a better night's sleep. You're supporting ethical, eco-conscious practices, better for you, better for the planet. Head to avocadomattress.com today to save 10% on all bedding and 50% on clearance bedding. Avocado is a dream of being better. Hey, lifers, Woody Overton here, and I want to talk to y'all about something that's come up around our house more than once lately: hormones. Now, I can't speak from personal experience on this one, but I've seen it firsthand with Cyndi. There were days she'd be feeling drained, overwhelmed, even a little off. We couldn't figure out why. She was eating right, taking care of herself, getting things done like always, but something just wasn't clicking. Turns out it wasn't just stress. It wasn't just being tired. She took this free 2-minute quiz from a company called Happy Mammoth, and it gave her some serious insight into what might be going on with her hormone levels. After answering just a few simple questions, she got personalized breakdown, and one of the main things it pointed out was that her body may be overloaded with estrogen. That's when we found Hormone Harmony, Happy Mammoth's plant-based herbal formula designed to support your hormone levels, stress response, and overall well-being. Since Cyndi started taking Hormone Harmony, she said it's made a noticeable difference. Things like occasional bloating, low energy, and those mild mood dips, all less frequent. And it didn't take a huge lifestyle overhaul to see those changes. Just a small daily habit that fit right into her routine. Now listen, this isn't some one-size-fits-all deal. This quiz gives you personalized recommendations so you can understand what's going on in your body and what might help you feel better. Whether it's Hormone Harmony or one of their other hormone support products, you'll know exactly where to start. And here's the thing. Happy Mammoth has helped thousands of women. They have over 40,000 5-star reviews, and a bottle of Hormone Harmony sells every 24 seconds. That many folks can't be wrong. Ready to start feeling like yourself again? Head over to happymammoth.com and take their free 2-minute hormone quiz today to find the ultimate answer to your stubborn hormonal issues. And for a limited time, you can also get 15% off your entire first order with my code RLRC at checkout. That's HAPPYMAMMOTH.com and use the code RLRC for 15% off today. Landscaping, all that. Shout out to Ruthie Cox, who does that, has a company that does that for a living. And I'm sorry, Ruthie, about your dad passing recently. But y'all, you know, if you can hire a landscaper, that's really great stuff, right? And have somebody come take care of it. Me, I don't mind cutting the grass, but you know, there's certain things that I can't do. I don't know about trimming hedges and shit like that, but we're about to learn it. But anyway, let's go to Gilbert, Arizona. Guess what happened in Gilbert?
I have no idea.
Well, a couple hired Manuel Vega Lopez, who's 51 years old, to come do some landscaping for him. All right. Mm-hmm. And he was hired by actually the landlord, hired to come do the landscaping. Well, the landlord maybe didn't communicate it with the renter because the renter shot and killed Manuel Vega Lopez.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's horrible.
Yeah, and it really is. So, well, the next day, the cops arrested 28-year-old Wyatt Ford for the shooting. And the police say they, got a report of an argument at the residence. And when they got there, they found Mr. Lopez's body in front of the residence. And guess what? The 911 call came in as a disturbance, and he was shot while the police were en route.
Oh.
And so the cops didn't get there quite in time. According to ABC 15 and AZ Central, whatever, I guess it's Arizona, Ford assumed that Lopez was responsible for what Ford and his wife believed to be a break-in in their trailer a few days before he murdered him. Now, the cops said that Ford had been informed by the landlord that a landscaper would be coming to the location to trim trees in the yards, in his yard.
Yeah.
Ford's wife told the cops that Ford had actually received a text message and responded to it to the landlord.
Yeah.
And right after he shot Mr. Lopez, guess what he said? I didn't mean to. And that's in the court documents. So anyway, Mr. Lopez is a native of Mexico, and his family said he's a devoted, hard-working landscaper and the eyes and legs for his wife, who is on dialysis and losing her eyesight. He was a caring, attentive, respectful, and loving husband, father, and friend. A life full of love, hope, happiness, and anything life could offer, Manuelita Vega said. He built our family in a home, not in elegance, but in simplicity and contentment. As a father, he worked with all his strength in all the ways he could to earn the income and give his family all the support he could. And Lopez's son, this is going to get you, is a cancer survivor and also remains ill as the family grieves. I don't know, man. So anyway, Wyatt Ford was taken into custody of the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office on charges of second-degree murder.
Because he said that this guy stole from him a few days prior.
He thought,
right,
because he was Mexican, he thought that, I don't know what the fuck he thought. How about that?
Yeah.
His landlord sent the text. He responded to the text. Okay, you got a landscaper coming. A Mexican shows up and you shoot him. I'm pretty sure that should be a hate crime.
Absolutely.
But his excuse is that somebody broke into my trailer a couple of days ago and I thought it was him. I'm pretty sure that guy's not coming back in broad daylight to hit your trailer again.
No, and he's not going to probably show up with landscaping tools like I'm sure that guy rolled up with.
That's fucked
I mean,
up.
you can't landscape without
That's bad, bro. When your landscaper gets killed, that's bad.
Horrible.
There you have it.
Guess that's my word of the day is horrible.
Horrible. That's
come
horrible.
up with
Horrible hot dogs on the beach.
Oh my
I don't eat anything on the beach.
I know. That's why I was like, because I didn't know how your brain would go to someone else eating food on the beach because we don't.
What do we do every Memorial Day?
Yeah, well,
What I do every Memorial Day?
Well,
What do I do every Memorial Day? Barbecue.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hot dogs.
You don't barbecue freaking hot dogs either.
Bratwurst.
I don't.
I used to do the cheap pink when the kids were here. The cheap pink hot dogs. Those are the best. They used to put them on sale for like $1 a pack. We didn't have any money. We had buy like 20 packs, and Cokes and stuff would go on sale for like $1 or $2 a 12 pack.
Yeah.
Now they're like $2,000 a 12 pack.
I think it's like $13 for.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's almost as much as beer. A cheap beer.
I got that. It's like 2 for $13 but on sale, like at Dollar General. I mean, it's ridiculous.
That's why I drink Sam's Cola.
What?
That's why I drink Sam's Cola.
I know.
And eat hot dogs. All right.
I can count on one hand.
Go ahead. You don't know how many hot dogs I ate before you.
I could count on one hand. The ones that you've eaten with me, I could probably count on one hand.
I like to put them in a crawfish bowl. All right, your turn. I'll be quiet. Hot dogs. Okay.
Now I'm staying in Florida. I guess
right.
go with your hot dog beach theme.
Yeah, right. Are you on the beach eating a hot dog?
No, but we're in Davenport.
Davenport, Florida.
And a problem with a child being on Fortnite when he wasn't allowed to be turned into a really bad situation. So on the evening of May 21st of 2025, officers from the Davenport Police Department responded to a shooting at a residence on Citrus Landing Boulevard. And inside the home were 43-year-old Kelly Agar Garcia, which is a man, and the Kelly caught me off guard, but his wife, Adrienne Daza, and her two minor children who were aged 9 and 11, and her adult son, Azariel J. Martinez, and he's 26. The problem began when Daza, the mom, discovered that her 9-year-old son was on Fortnite on his phone. And so she took his phone away from him.
Okay.
Well, and when she said she took his phone and she said he had been forbidden to play, confiscated it, and the child was upset by the punishment. So he goes to his mom's nightstand drawer and pulls out a Smith & Wesson 9mm.
The fuck out of here.
And so the stepdaddy steps in and, well, first the mom tries to disarm him. She can't. The stepdaddy steps in and he took the weapon from the child.
Okay.
So who knows what's going on in this, because then the adult child steps in and starts with a stepdaddy. They have an altercation. Well, the stepdaddy shot him multiple times in the chest and abdomen. And then
pretty sure your explanation it was an accident and went out the door. The second, third, fourth time you pulled the trigger. And
when the adult child, whose last name is Martinez, is walking out of the room and you continue to shoot two more times.
Shoot him in the back, you're definitely going to jail.
Right. And so Martinez, the adult child, was transported to a local hospital, but he passed away. So Garcia, he was charged with second-degree murder and unlawful storage of a firearm accessible to a minor. And he's been held in Polk County Jail.
Sheriff Grady Judge.
But one more part of the story, the Florida Department of Children and Family Services had previously visited the household, but the details of that remain confidential. So
wow.
That's always troublesome to me when you know that people have reported issues and they put on the little perfect face and it looks like everything's perfect and they get to walk away. And then
we've done a lot of stories about gamers getting killed by the parents or vice versa.
Or vice versa.
It's crazy. I mean, our son games and they have plenty of loaded guns, but I'm not shooting them in the back. Well, you know what? Not a political show or whatever, racist or anything like that, but I did want to talk about this shooting that happened at a Jewish museum last week. And the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia announced multiple charges against Elias Rodriguez on Thursday, May the 22nd. And why? Because he shot 2 Israeli embassy aides outside that museum. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is in DC. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia announced on Thursday, May 22nd, that Elias Rodriguez, who's 31, has been charged with federal and local murder offenses in connection with the fatal shooting. Rodriguez has been charged by the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia with the murder of foreign officials, causing death through the use of a firearm and discharging a firearm during a crime of violence. He's also charged with the 2 counts of first-degree murder under the D.C. Criminal Code. Now, they said this brutal anti-Semitic violence has no place in our country or anywhere in our civilization. That's according to Attorney General Pamela Bondi. We will follow the facts and secure the most severe possible punishment for the perpetrator of this heinous crime, which robbed 2 wonderful young people of a bright future together. So Rodriguez went to court, and on Thursday, he waived his right to a detention hearing and a preliminary hearing is set for the case in June 18th. But now he's just only answered I do or whatever when they asked him to understand the charges and his rights and all that bullshit. So the chief of the Metropolitan Police Department actually told what happened. And her name is actually Pamela Smith. She said in a press conference on Wednesday that police responded to multiple calls of a shooting in the area of 3rd Street and F Street Northwest at approximately 9:08 p.m. Officers located one adult male and one adult female unconscious and not breathing at the scene. Now, the Israeli Foreign Ministry and the Israeli Embassy in the U.S. identified the pair on X as Sarah Milgram and Yaron Linsky. The two were planning to get engaged before they were killed. Smith said that Milgram and Linsky had succumbed to their injuries despite life-saving efforts. They were actually exiting the museum when they got shot. Now, before the shooting, Rodriguez was seen pacing back and forth outside the museum before he walked up to a group of 4 people, whips out a handgun, opened fire, and that's when he struck and killed both this young couple. So after the shooting, Rodriguez, then entered the museum, and thank God the security there swamp donkeyed him and took him to the floor. And they have footage from an eyewitness show that he repeatedly shouted, "Free Palestine," while being taken away by police officers. All right. Of course, they said he acted alone, and the murder weapon had been recovered after they interviewed him. He said where he threw it. So I don't know, man. I don't get the whole anti-everybody thing.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Sucks.
How can you have so much rage and hate in your heart?
The fucking landscaper got killed because he's a Mexican.
He literally.
And no other reason. No. If it had been a pretty young white girl, he wouldn't have shot her.
No.
And this couple, I read more about them. They were like in the prime of their lives, getting engaged. I think he bought the ring like 2 days before. And they're diplomats for the Israeli embassy. And this guy's hanging outside a Jewish museum and is like, I'm about to smoke me some Jews. Right.
I just can't imagine having that hate that you just fixate it so much that you sit outside a museum waiting to kill somebody.
And it's stupid.
Yeah.
Y'all racism sucks.
Any type of ism sucks. Like
what kind of isms are there?
Well, I had 3 in my head when you said that. But
hot dog.
Hot dogism.
Yeah. Hot dogism, the beachism sucks.
Racism. I don't know. I was thinking, I'm going to boom this out because I sound.
Yeah, don't boom it out. It's funny.
It's not funny.
It is funny. Go ahead. Your turn.
I just think there's room in this world for everybody to love everybody. And as the first story you did said, if everybody could just respect each other, that's all. Just, if you don't like me, move, go on. If you don't like my race, move along.
You don't like the podcast, turn it off.
It's not like we're all in one itty bitty parcel of land, and we have to like blend and mesh together.
And that's because of all the veterans who died to keep us free.
Exactly. So you go to your side of town where your people are and you stay there.
Well, it doesn't have to be your people. That's racist.
If you're being that way.
Oh, yeah.
If you're thinking that way, then go stay by your people.
Oh, God. How about we all just be one people?
Exactly.
Under God.
But if you can't, just go be with yours.
But is it indivisible with liberty and what for all?
Justice.
Justice for all. All right.
You're being silly now.
All right.
What is it? Into what?
I don't know what is. I'm still waiting on some isms. I'm going to be in trouble again today, y'all. But it's okay because I'll make it up. I'll cook her a hot dog on the beach.
If you cook me on the beach, that's fine. I'll eat a sandwich.
I'll take you right down the hill. There's a beach right down the hill.
Oh, God.
I'll cook you a hot dog. I'll have to get a big lighter out and put a cheap hot dog on a stick.
Oh, my gosh.
That's how much love I got.
You are so sweet.
Summer's just around the corner, and the folks at Mint Mobile have a hot take. Getting the summer bod is out and getting your savings bod is in. This spring and summer, we want skimpy wireless bills and fat wallets. And with premium wireless plans for just $15 a month, you can have both without breaking a sweat or the bank. I was paying way too much for wireless service and decided to give Mint Mobile a try. And I've been seriously impressed. The call quality is crystal clear, the data speeds are fast, and I'm saving hundreds of dollars. It's the easiest switch I ever made, and I didn't have to sacrifice a thing. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text, delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. Ditch overpriced wireless and get 3 months of premium wireless service from Mint Mobile for $15 a month. This year, skip breaking a sweat and breaking the bank. Get your summer savings and shop premium wireless plans at mintmobile.com/RLRC. That's mintmobile.com/RLRC. Upfront payment of $45 for a 3-month, 5-gigabyte plan required. It's equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees are extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Memorial Day sale and get 30% off paints and stains May 16th through the 26th. With prices starting at $34.29, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
All right, your turn.
Well, Kim Kardashian finally has some justice, at least in her interpretation of things. She's got justice. I don't think she.
We're talking about her trial, or not her trial, but the trial for the guy who robbed her of her jewelry after she bling-blinged it on social media.
So yes, nearly a decade after her armed robbery, which occurred in 2016, and where she was left bound, gagged, and of course fearing for her life.
They say they didn't rape her.
Well, that's what she keeps saying. Like most people quote, I was scared I was going to get raped. Like that's a quote in almost every article that.
In Louisiana, pretty much carries the same amount of time. Armed robbery, you can get up to 99 years. Rape is up there too.
So on May 23rd, a Paris court found 8 individuals guilty in connection with the heist.
Yes.
But
Paris did something right.
None will face additional prison time.
Because they already served their time?
Due to the prior time served and the advanced ages of the defendants.
Wow. Hey, France, I'm doing Francism. I just gave y'all a shout out. Paris finally did something right. Now you fucked it all up again.
That's right. So the robbery occurred during Paris Fashion Week. Do I need to go into all that? I didn't know this part. That's the only reason why I'm saying it, is that 5 of the men were disguised as police officers. I didn't know they were disguised.
Well, then tell the world about it.
They were masked men disguised as police officers that forced their way into her private residence, while she was staying at that hotel in Paris. And they held her at gunpoint, tied her up, and stole millions of dollars worth of jewelry, including a $4 million ring. And she testified in the court hearing this last week. She feared she would be raped or killed during the ordeal, and she repeatedly pleaded with the assailant. She said, I have babies and I need to get home to my babies.
Right. Put the human face on.
Exactly. But the ringleader received an 8-year sentence, and 5 of which are suspended due to, like I already said, due to time already served, and none of the convicted defendants will serve further prison time. 2 suspects were acquitted, although one was convicted of firearm possession. So in a statement following the verdict, Kardashian expressed gratitude to French authorities for pursuing justice. The crime was the most terrifying experience of my life, leaving a lasting impact on me and my family, she said. While I'll never forget what happened, I believe in the power of growth and accountability and pray for healing. The quote goes on, but during the trial, Kardashian confronted her assailants, with some expressing remorse. She told one defendant, I forgive you for what has taken place, but it doesn't change the emotion and feelings and the trauma the way my life is forever changed. And the court's decision, while delivering a measure of justice, has sparked discussion about the leniency of the sentences. And the judge is upset about this. He acknowledged the emotional harm caused to Kardashian, stating to the men, you have caused harm even if you did not strike. It still, even if you didn't harm her physically other than bounding and gagging her, you still caused her, mental anguish.
When you get robbed, it's considered a crime of violence if even they don't touch you.
Yes. And the judge also speaks about the leniency of the sentencing and doesn't agree with it. But I thought the judge could, I guess I don't know French law, but can't a judge go in and do the sentencing, change sentencing or find?
Hold on. Let me contact Philippe. Not Felipe. What would be a good French name?
Felipe.
No, that's Mexican.
George.
Jean-Paul
is a good French name.
Let me contact Jean-Paul.
Richard.
Let me contact Jean-Paul, my French attorney, and ask him what the court rules are over there. Because I
just figured if the judge wasn't satisfied with the sentence, he thinks they should get more, then he should be able to make that change.
Well, in hot dog world, that probably is a very legit statement.
Well, you're in hot dog world, dude.
That's true. That's true. You know what, though? It wouldn't be True Crime Time 4 without us giving you the updates on Diddy.
Oh,
but let me tell you what happened for the rest of the week last week. And I'm just going to read the headlines. All right. And it's so fucking stupid. Not that the victim stuff. And if he's found guilty, fuck him. But all right. Headlines. Cassie said she felt like Diddy's sex worker. A psychologist testified that money can enable abuse. That's a headline.
Jeez.
Not reading the story. Wait, there's so many of them. This is so stupid. Former Diddy employee reveals the alias he used for hotel rooms, and it had to do with Biggie. Okay. Kid Cudi, however he said, testifies in Diddy trial as claim resurfaces of corkscrew attack against Cassie. Kid Cudi, C-U-D-I, recalls confronting a jealous Diddy. You messed with my dog. These are headlines.
Oh, my gosh.
Kid Cudi was asked in court about Diddy allegedly blowing up his car. His 3-word response says it all. See photos of Kid Cudi's Porsche after it was damaged by a Molotov cocktail, allegedly on Diddy's orders. What happened between Kid Cudi and Cassie? A look back at their brief relationship and Diddy's alleged role in their split. Diddy, trial, day 9, full recap. Kid Cudi says, music mogul messed with my dog, and recalls when his car exploded. Kid Cudi says Diddy was like a Marvel supervillain when he confronted him over Porsche explosion. Judge says Diddy's trial should wrap up by July 4th as next witnesses are revealed. Makeup artist says her nap was interrupted by Diddy shouting, and what she saw next was disturbing. Sean Diddy Combs' ex-employee testifies about his odd food demands, including applesauce on cheeseburgers.
Oh, no, that's disgusting.
I mean, what's disgusting is, what does his weird food demands have to do with the sex trafficking trial?
Nothing, but we're reading it.
Well, I got to keep the world abreast. Here's what Sean Diddy Combs will be eating and doing on Memorial Day in jail amid his criminal trial. You know what? I'm going to read this one. You know what Diddy's going to be doing? He's going to be spending a weekend in prison as the sex trafficking and racketeering trial goes on brief pause for the holiday. Now, Sean Diddy Combs' trial is on break, and he's still in jail, right? 8 months after being arrested in the lobby of the 5-star Manhattan Hotel, the rap mogul 55 has been on trial for sex trafficking and other charges on accusation he abused numerous people, blah, blah, blah. So he's on the 4th floor in a dormitory-style unit that he shares with about 20 other men. Now, an executive assistant in the prison said that Combs and his fellow inmates will be offered several activities for Memorial Day on Monday, May the 26th.
Oh, I love that. So
Spade card games, dominoes, 3-on-3 basketball tournament, and a soccer tournament.
Isn't that wonderful?
That's awesome, right? And according to a prison menu, Combs and the other inmates will eat a normal rotating Monday meal, beginning with fruit, cereal, skim milk, because we give a fuck about their health, and a breakfast cake to start their day. For lunch, Combs, it's Diddy, y'all, will have the choice of baked chili cheese tots or baked potato served with green beans, whole wheat bread, fruit, and a drink.
That's amazing.
But wait.
Not over yet.
That's right, because you got dinner time coming next.
I can't wait to see.
Dinner will then consist of either a chicken breast sandwich or chickpea burger on a bun with some pinto beans, steamed rice, corn, and a drink. Isn't that great?
That is just wonderful.
So there's your Diddy for the beginning of the week. We'll wait probably to the end of the week to do the rest of them.
They get activities.
Oh, fuck, man. When VHS was a thing and I worked in the prison very early 90s, on Fridays they would go to the movie store and they would rent them movies. Rent the movies.
I don't get that.
And I ran the largest rec room at DCI at the time, Rec Room A. But they rented movies. In the back of the rec room, they had a microwave, popcorn, rent movies. Hey, it'd be a full house.
I guess it would.
And we just were going to the theater tonight, Rec Room A.
Wow.
Yep. Regardless of the people I raped or murdered or robbed or whatever, landscapers I shot.
That's what I was going to ask. Was
stolen,
there any separation?
Stealing shit off graves.
That's disgusting.
Yep. Well,
what makes that? Like the state allows that, or who makes those decisions?
Actually, I think that is probably I thought it was a genius idea at the time because
keeps morale, keeps them from going crazy. Like, okay, sorry, I'll let you talk.
Especially during the summertime when it gets hot and there's no air conditioner and full moon comes up, it's kind of like the VHS tapes. The movies were babysitters, right?
Yeah.
Keep some of them out, and you don't want to miss out on movie nights and get swung to the hole, right? So behave. Yeah. Now those, I'm sure they got
TV,
satellite, and whatever. So anyway,
I got some isms.
No,
ageism, alcoholism. Those are bad.
I'm so glad you redeemed yourself. Hot dogs on the beach. And we love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you for liking and listening and tuning in and sharing, and go hit that follow button or subscribe or whatever it's called.
Yes.
And we continue to grow, and we're like 6 or 7 months old. We continue to bring you the news from around the world as it happens. The most disturbing thing on this whole show today, besides isms and hot dogs, is that Diddy's trial is going to go on until July the 4th. That's another month, right? Over a month.
Over a month.
Wow. All right. I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.